Imagine the person you love most, whether it's your mom, your dad, sister, brother, anyone close to you, was ripped from your life and murdered. It's tough to even think about, right? Now imagine the person who did it, the killer who took that person from you, is still out there and free. That's the reality so many families in Southwest Florida are facing. And as the years or even decades go by, it never gets any easier. In today's edition of Cracking the Case, it is never too late. I'm examining some cases that have gone cold and how you could hold the key to bringing these families justice. 3 years.
I don't understand how they can, live with themselves.
24 years.
Somebody knows something, in regards to what happened to her.
2 murders, no answers.
Somebody is out there that committed a heinous crime, and they have to be held responsible for what they did.
And if you listen to anything in this story at all, Trish Rout from Crime Stoppers hopes it's this.
Come forward. It's never too late to do the right thing.
Here's the proof. 52-year-old Luis Nieves was arrested last month for the 1998 murder of a Fort Myers woman. 21 years later, justice for Thelma Storrs and her family.
That is living proof that this can happen. And I'm sure he probably lived the last 10, 15 years of his life thinking, people have forgot about it, people have moved on. Well, he's probably singing a different story right now.
He's sitting in a jail cell, accused of a violent murder. The case sat cold for more than 2 decades. Until the phone rang, a tip.
All it takes is for one person at the right time, at the right moment in their life to come forward, have that moment and say, you know what, I know who did this, I can help.
That same kind of aha moment reigniting the Christine Flahive case 24 years later.
That case went from being cold to smoking hot.
And it started because of a tip.
One tip from one person who decided, you know what, I've been sitting on this for nearly a quarter of a century. I need to tell somebody.
Now she says there's a high probability they'll get the answers they need to close the case. Answers Christine's daughter has been waiting for.
She does have a burial spot. She has a plaque and everything. My grandparents made one for her. So it would be nice to actually put her to rest.
In the case of a 13-year-old killed in a hit-and-run crash, it was a boy put to rest too soon. Devin Federley. As you can see, a particularly tough case for Rout.
13 years old. He had his entire life in front of him.
Devin was riding his bike with his friends in Port Charlotte. It was still light outside when the driver of a silver pickup hit Devin, and investigators think that driver circled back, saw what happened, and took off.
If somebody can accept responsibility for it, it'll make it a lot easier to handle. He was just such a great kid. And he didn't deserve this.
I guarantee you, the person who was behind the wheel the night that Devin was killed has told somebody else. If you happen to be that somebody else, don't protect that driver. He does not deserve any kind of protection.
The years that pass, whether it's 3 or 24, don't make it any easier for the loved ones of these victims, especially when the answers are out there. The murderers are out there, and justice and a jail cell are waiting. So again, if you take anything away from these last 3 minutes, it's this.
It's never too late.
It is never too late. So here is where you come in. If you are that one person who years later can make a difference and can give these families the peace they deserve, pick up the phone. Call Crime Stoppers. Whether you're the person responsible, a person who saw something, or maybe even heard a story, a rumor, pick up your phone, call Crime Stoppers, 1-800-780-TIPS, and give the loved ones of these victims the closure they need.